Hello, welcome once again to the Yupa Organic Garden. Today is Friday, August 23rd, 2013. I thought we'd take a little tour and an update of what's been going on here. We made a little temporary pen for our new laying chickens. We've got Eyes Browns, we've got a dozen of them. And we just put together a little piece of pallets here, covered it in wire to keep critters out and the chickens in, and then inside we made just a little simple box with a screen top for ventilation. Keep them in, put them in at night, place to feed them, give them water out of the weather, and then we can shut it up at night. Got a little door made for them so they can go in and out. Seems to be working real well and getting them a little bit more space while we're working on our barn. Here's my water trough garden. Not doing the best. Got the one tomato here. We're getting a few just small salad type tomatoes off of, but the plant's all dying. Leaves are turning yellow. I don't know if it was the mix I used. We're going to try next year using a compost mix instead of soilless mixture and adding fertilizer. I'm not real impressed with the way it worked out with the tomatoes and the peppers. Jalapenos there, got a few on, but not a whole lot. This part of it did really good. We got radishes and onions, lettuce, spinach. Still eating carrots and onions out of this little bed here, and they seem to do real well with the soilless mix and fertilizer. Bell peppers doing real well. I'm getting some insect damage in there, but lots of peppers on. Not the greatest taste and rather strong, but peppers nonetheless. That's going fairly well. Here we got our little squash bin. You can see down in there we got winter squash growing, doing real well. This little thing here, a little 4x4 area we have been eating. You can see we got summer squash and zucchini. Been picking them by the half dozens here. Doing really well. Really happy with that. And we got a little surprise here out of our little greenhouse. I just found two really ripe tomatoes. I think they're probably early girls. But those will taste really good on a toasted cheese sandwich. Can't wait. Go past the squash bin, we get to the carrots, and they're doing real well. Not getting a lot of size because the soil's not real deep, but they're doing well. Lots of carrots in there. Be able to put some away for winter and eat some too. Potato bin here. We've been eating potatoes out of this for a couple of weeks now, so doing real well. As you can tell, plants are starting to die off. Use them for fresh eating. There's my self-watering buckets there. That's my big beef tomato. Lots of tomatoes on it, but you can tell the plant's all dying. The leaves are all turning brown. Same with my orange banana back there. Got quite a few tomatoes on it, but probably won't produce anymore because the plant's dying. Brandywine back there, not doing real well. Once again, these three buckets, I use the soilless mixture with the fertilizer in. I think next year we're going to go with more of a compost mix, and because in these bins, this is just rotted manure, and these have done real well. Not enough to put a lot away for winter, except for the beans, of course, but have done real well nonetheless. You can see the tomatoes in the background back here doing very well, just loaded with tomatoes. Finally starting to turn ripe. And the plants are all nice and green. Very little plant die-off on those, so pretty impressed with that. Peas, since the weather cooled down, have done very well. Using them for fresh eating, really not enough to put away. Here's the bean bin, and as stated before, they're doing very well. Put several quarts of them in the freezer, at least Heidi has. And we've been eating fresh too. And there's our onions right there. Not getting any real size to them, but they'll make eating nonetheless. In the background by the chickens, we got another bed of onions. There's also some beets and radishes in there, and in front of the chicken tractor over there we've got carrots and radishes planted. You can't see them from here, but they're coming up doing well. Hopefully we'll be able to get something from them. And there's the boys over there. Jason, JJ, and Ben. We got to get a new electrical fencer for them to keep them inside their netting. They finally discovered fences and electric, they can get out, and so we've had some times chasing them around. So until we can get a fencer, they're locked up in their little enclosure and eating hay. And there's the barn. making some progress on it. Got the front door all done. Got the back door all framed in now. You can see in the back. Start working this weekend on getting some more windows on it, and the other two doors for the chicken coop and the chicken pen and the sheep loafing pen there that we're going to build, and then we can get the roof on. We got to get this thing closed up here before long, because cold weather is going to come, and they're going to need to be inside and sheltered, and we're going to need a place to store hay. I wanted to take you into the little greenhouse today. It's just phenomenal in here. You can see these plants are just hanging with tomatoes. Lots of them in there. Hopefully they'll ripen. Hopefully we can keep them from freezing. But lots more tomatoes coming on. But these things are jamming right up into the roof, over 6 foot tall. Just growing like crazy. We got lettuce, spinach, and greens right here. We're doing real well. We've been eating salads off of that. Very tasty. And take you down here to the peppers. These things are just doing phenomenal in here. I got jalapenos in there. Bulgarian carrots. Them things in the green stage are hotter than the dickens. I also have some cayennes here, so that's good. We're almost out of homemade cayenne flakes, so you use those. And then here you can see the bell peppers. They're just doing phenomenal in here. And way in the back, I don't know if you can get a look at it, we got one turning red. I encouraged Heidi to leave one and let it turn ripe. We've got bags of peppers in the freezer already green, so we may as well use some of them. So yeah, the little greenhouse is doing very well. I'm very impressed for a first year. Lots of stuff coming in here. Hopefully them tomatoes will make it and we can have some fresh eating and use them for sauces and salsas and stewed tomatoes, things like that. Still having trouble with our trough garden over here. You can tell the winter squash I got growing, it's the same size as it was before. Got little cucumbers coming finally. Not really big, just little tiny things. And I did have one lemon cucumber from out of here, but it doesn't look like any more coming. But you can see the leaves are all yellow, and once again I used a soilless mix with the organic fertilizer. I just don't think it was enough nutrition to feed the plants that we needed, because unlike the bins over there are just using rotten manure, man, everything's growing like crazy, producing and putting out. And here's our outdoor garden for the year, and once again, not doing real well. We got a couple of the corn starting to tossle, but as you can tell, most of it's yellow. We've had so much rain, it's been so wet, and we didn't get this raised into beds or anything. And I poked around in the potatoes in the back there, but probably not going to get a lot out of here. So, just been too wet for good growth. So, we're going to have to work on making some raised beds so we can produce some things around here. And there's a picture of the power line, or hopefully next year we'll have some garden growing. We've got to get it worked up. Maybe we'll get dry enough this fall we can get some garden worked up. So we need to quit getting rain. We just had rain for about a week and a half. We've finally been dry, and things are just starting to dry up around here. So there's our update on our garden and our little farmstead. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on the Yooper Organic Garden.